The Tampa Bay Lightning are going to the Stanley Cup Finals! Welcome back, hockey fans! Welcome in if this is your first time to the channel. I'm Josh, this is the Hockey Flow, and tonight, it's Saturday, June 11th, 2022. Rangers Lightning just wrapped up Game 6. Great game, great series. Maybe not if you're a Rangers fan, but I still enjoyed it. But we're going to get to that in just a moment on Today in Hockey. But first, we got to get through some headlines. Then we'll get to my Game 6 observations. And then I tell you what, we got a real fun one today. Our article deep dive is coming to us from The Athletic again. This time, we're looking at Nikita Kucherov. And I tell you what, like I said, this is a fun one. They went and asked a bunch of NHL legends, Wayne Gretzky included, what makes Nikita Kucherov so unique. So stay tuned for that one. If you do enjoy the content, take a moment, like the video, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. We are running a giveaway right now too, but again, more on that in just a little bit. But let's get into it, shall we? All right, headlines first and foremost. All right, Dallas Stars. This came out yesterday, but we didn't get to it. They did trade Ben Bishop, the goaltender, to the Buffalo Sabres for a seventh-round pick, and a seventh-round pick for future considerations. Ben Bishop, his career is actually done, unfortunately cut short to injury. So this is just a cap consideration move, take some salary off the Stars' books. But the Sabres, they're in a position, they're still working on that rebuild. Had actually a pretty good season this last year. A lot of really good, intriguing pieces, but they can afford it. All right, Toronto Maple Leafs, this is a little tidbit, though. Steven Briere, the goaltending coach, he will not return. And the reason I bring this one up is because we are going to be talking about the Tendy position this offseason, right? Joe Campbell, Soupy, is he coming back? I would love to see that, but I would also kind of like him on the Oilers, too, not going to lie. But more to come with that, absolutely. All right, we did have a game to get to, though. Game 6, Rangers Lightning. This one was fun, close one till the end. I tell you what, Tampa Bay Lightning, though, you guys are heading to the Stanley Cup Finals, and your reward for this is you get to play the Colorado Avalanche. So good luck with that. But I think it's going to be a great series. We'll get to that a little later. But these are my observations. Overall, it was a fun game as a neutral. But where were New York Stars? Panarin, where was he? One goal in the last 3 games, and Chris Kreider he had 2 goals in games. I think it was 1 and 3. Other than that, absent. So that obviously is a big reason why they didn't advance. But I'd be really curious, Rangers fans, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? What happened to your Stars this series? I think they're going to bounce back, have a great year next year, but man, it was a little disappointing to see that, absolutely. But on the other end of the spectrum, Tampa's top line, my goodness, Stamkos, Kucherov, and Palat, they have 23 of the 43 possible points in this series after tonight. Stamkos had another 2 goals. That last one, it was assisted by Palat and Kucherov, so that top line is humming right now. If they get Braden Point back for on that second line, watch out. Either way, watch out. But I do think injuries caught up to the New York Rangers tonight. Pre-game, we had some Dylan Strome, Kakko, who was going to play, who wasn't. What happened to Kakko? He former second overall pick, and now he's not even suiting up for a super important playoff game. My goodness, I knew he was struggling a little bit, but I didn't realize there was that much. But playoffs, you got to do what you got to do. But they did run into Vasi again, and he lived up to his reputation absolutely. In game clinching games or series clinching games, he has just been phenomenal. Tonight, he only let 1 in, had some excellent saves as well. But on the other side for New York, Igor, he stood on his head again, just looked amazing, kept them in this one absolutely. This one wasn't on him by any means, and Vetrano had another goal. So some positives for the Rangers, absolutely, taken into next season. But unfortunately for you guys, the year is done. Tampa Bay Lightning, you guys are moving on to the Avalanche. All right, this is our article deep dive. Speaking of the Tampa Bay Lightning, we're going to take a look at Nikita Kucherov. And I tell you what, just as a fan of hockey, I love Nikita Kucherov's game. He's a little smaller, he's quick, he's got the skills for days, the patience with the puck. We're going to get to all that. But Joe Smith from The Athletic brought us this article. Why is Nikita Kucherov unique? Wayne Gretzky and others discuss his rise to stardom. And I tell you what, if you're not very familiar with Nikita Kucherov's story, which I'm sure some of you guys may not be, the majority are absolutely, from the second he stepped on the ice in the NHL, his first shot, his first shift, folks could tell that he was special. As you can see, I don't have Nikita Kucherov. That's because famously the announcer butchered it and said Dmitry Kucherov on the call for his first goal. He didn't receive the same fanfare that some of the other superstars in the NHL currently did growing up. He kind of did go under the radar, right? He's a second-round pick. He was passed up by every team in the league at least once. It weighs on him, right? And he carried that with him, and we'll see that. But Joe Smith, he went and talked to a bunch of legends. He asked former teammates, coaches, what makes him special? And after talking with everyone, he was able to put it into 4 categories. We have vision, hockey IQ, the poise, and his tenacity. And, honestly, just looking at Kucherov from an outsider perspective, I agree. He brings all those things to the table. And, yeah, that combination is deadly. So let's get into it. Vision. Scotty Bowman, Red Wings, former Red Wings coach, great. He sees the next play. Kucherov can see the play before it happens. He's always thinking of the next play, the play ahead of that even. He's 3 steps ahead of you. It's like a chess game with him. And Scotty Bowman really, really talks about how that is such an important quality to have, and it really does separate him from the rest. And here we go. Wayne Gretzky. What did Wayne Gretzky, the great one, have to say about Nikita Kucherov? And I tell you what, he lumps him in with Kane and McDavid. He speaks all 3 of them together in the same sentence. He says that they see the ice differently. The way that they see the ice is different than any other player on the ice. They can see plays that are there that others don't, whether it's a tiny opening between defenders, whether it's knowing where the defender is going to go so you're 1 play ahead of them again. But Gretzky really leaned into that. The vision, that's just what makes Nikita Kucherov unique, what makes him special. Let's move to the hockey IQ, right? Ed Olczyk said it reminds him of Denis Savard, and with his anticipation and ability to read the play. And for our Blackhawk fans, Denis Savard is a legend, right? And it's a little back in the day for us, but as a modern comparison, I'm okay with it, right? A little smaller, a little more compact, but that anticipation, ability to read the play, his poise. Moving on to the next one, Rick Tocchet, TNT analyst and former Flyer great. Patience reminds him of Mario Lemieux, Penguin great. Mario Lemieux, he does say that his poise under pressure, his ability to sit there with the puck, be able to not be fazed by anything, is very reminiscent of Super Mario. And I tell you what, Rick Tocchet on his Penguin days, if anyone's going to know, what Mario Lemieux, what it was like to play with him, going to be him, right? And I love to see former players compare current superstars to previous players. I mean, they're never going to be, he's never going to be Mario Lemieux, right? Mario Lemieux is Mario Lemieux. He's excellence epitomized if it wasn't for those injuries. But again, I digress. Ray Ferraro also says he can stand in there with the puck and nothing will faze him. Ferraro gave the great analogy, the building could be coming down around him and Kucherov would still stand there patient with the puck. And we see it all the time, right? We see him, his patience with the puck, watching the play, manipulating defenders, and then boom, releasing either the lethal snapshot, or finding that perfect pass. It's just beautiful to watch. But the other side of the game that maybe we don't always see, I mean, we do, right? End of game was Game 4 where the Lightning and Rangers started all fighting. There's a reason why their first line is out on the ice with 10 seconds left and a 2-goal lead, right? It's this tenacity. Kucherov has always played with a chip on his shoulder. It's his work ethic, and Stamkos echoed that sentiment. His work ethic is just a cut above the rest. The amount of time that he puts in the on the practice arena, in the gym, lifting, he puts the effort in to make his game great, and we see it come to fruition, right? We see that hard work pay off. But he also has a chip on his shoulder. He's always had that. He's a 2nd-round pick. He talked about how the media, no one has ever believed me. You didn't think I was going to do great. You didn't. He's talking to us directly now. It's fun, but at the end of the day, he's one of the best hockey players in the world in the NHL, and he still carries that chip on his shoulder. And Wild GM Billy Guerin, he said Kucherov does the little things. It's the little things, his work ethic, and the hard work he puts in. Others see that and they emulate it, and that's the true token of a great superstar, right? You're helping your team be better. Your teammates see you putting in the effort, so you put in the effort. But that's going to do it for this article deep dive. Man, I love this one. We did do a fun video earlier today. I'll leave the description down, or the link down in the description for you guys. We broke down a couple of defenders in the upcoming NHL draft. Who's going to go first? We went through pros pros and cons. So definitely check that one out. Let me know in the comments if what you think it separates Kucherov from the rest. What is it about his game that really stands out to you? I would love to hear from you guys. But again, that's going to do it for the video today. I appreciate you guys. We got a giveaway going on. We're on that race to 100 subscribers. We're getting there. We're just getting started. So thank you so much for all the support. I really do appreciate it. This journey is going to be a fun one, right? So once we hit 100 subscribers, we're going to give away something hockey related. Could be a jersey, could be an autograph. Stay tuned for that. As we get closer, I'll give you some more info. But until tomorrow, cheers!